I want to show you guys how to add a picture for a background reference when you're creating a floor plan in Revit. So first usually it comes in on the architecture tab, so you would go to insert. And depending on the file type that you have, for this example I'm going to be using an image, but image and PDF are probably the two most common that I use. So go to image, it'll bring up your computer and you can search for a saved floor plan photo. So here's where I have mine saved. Open it. And then this X pops up, and you can place it wherever you want. I keep mine in between the outside elevation markers. The problem is that when this comes in, it's not scaled. So the way that I like to do it is I know that most front doors are going to be about 3 feet. So I go get a door. It doesn't really matter as long as it's 36 inches wide. And notice you can't just place it, and that's because you haven't created walls yet. So when you're creating this, it's good to just create a wall. And sometimes it's easy if you switch your visual to display to wireframe, and that way you can see through to the picture underneath. And already I can tell that it's going to be small because the thickness of this wall and the thickness of my wall are very different. So when I go insert a 3-foot door, I'm going to change this to a different wall type. Okay. So we got to shrink the image a lot and move it. And we want to get these doors to be about the same size. So if I move this top point to the top point of my door, it's pretty close. And it depends on how accurate you actually need it to be. Once you have that in, you can go ahead and start creating the rest of your walls. And I'm going to change the wall type on mine. And it doesn't matter exactly how accurate you get it at first, you want to be as close as possible. And you can be more specific with that too. But if I click my walls and select all, I can change all of these back down to match my other ones. And then once you have your background image, a good thing to do, a good habit to get into is when you have one that you're using, there's this little pin in the modify raster images that this pops up once you have a picture selected, and you can push pin. And now I can't click and drag and move my floor plan. So I turn my line types off, and then I just start to move things to get approximately where I want them. You can also click and use your arrow keys on your keyboard and get this set up. But that's how you add a background image, scale it, and use a floor plan for reference.